And it can hurt you even if you don't do anything wrong. Darrell Gwynn came to Santa Pod this Easter and got involved in this accident as the chassis in his top fuel dragster broke in half and threw him into the guardrail. Gwynn launched perfectly normally. 200 yards out from the line, the chassis of his dragster broke in half. It was completely out of control. And you can see it again in slow motion. There's the moment the chassis breaks, the wing tilts, the car is now on its way to an accident, and there is absolutely nothing that Darrell Gwynn can do it. It starts to bend in half, it's picking itself up off the ground, hooking sideways into the barrier. There it goes, and look at the back half of the car completely separated from the front, goes past the driver and drags the remains of the car down the strip at 200 miles an hour. Despite the spectacular flames, Darrell's injuries came from impact, not from burning. That nitro flash fire took place outside the car and was quickly over. But Darrell Gwynn was seriously injured in this 200 miles an hour crash and is now in the Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, Florida, where his chances of walking again are slim to say the least, though the whole drag racing world is working towards his recovery. It's a risk that every race driver knows, that every race driver takes, and that few of them will talk about. Safety standards in the sport are high though, and injury rare. This Australian driver walked away totally unhurt from an accident which looks at least as hard and hurtful as that which befell Darrell Gwynn, and one is forced to draw the conclusion that for whatever reason Darrell Gwynn was unlucky where others have been lucky. Look at it again in slow motion and you can see the inevitability of what's happening. While Darrell Gwynn's accident was to do with chassis braking, this one is power induced. The back wheels lose their grip, the car is sliding, skating towards the barrier, the driver no longer has any control, he tries to correct, the fishtailing movement starts, once he's on the grass it's all over. This dragster is heading towards the Armco on the far side of the strip with the driver along as a passenger, totally unable to affect the outcome of what takes place next. Almost incredibly, he's unscathed as the car rolls over the Armco, the engine demolishes the scoreboard. It breaks loose, again that flash fire. Again it takes place outside the car, doesn't hurt the driver, and this driver was walking about in the pits just a few moments after he climbed from the remains of his top fuel dragster.